Hello friends, whether you're listening to this on Spotify or watching this video on YouTube, we just want to let you know that for this episode, we decided to try a different format and use this program called Restream Studio to record the video and the audio portion of the podcast. So don't worry if it sounds a little off in this episode. We're just going to work out a couple of the kinks as the next episodes roll in, but hopefully this will be the brand new format. So hope you enjoy it. Let us know. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daydream Arcade. It is episode 21. It has been about a month, according to my calculations, since we last uploaded an episode anywhere. Hope you guys enjoyed the 420 episode. However, today, Brianna, young Brianna, is not with us. She has gone on some sort of spiritual pilgrimage to some mountaintop somewhere. And until she aligns her chakras or something of the sort, she cannot return. So in a pinch, I grabbed one of my favorite people, one of my best friends. We go way back. He is Twitch's top-rated Russian-Italian streamer. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Mr. NormRhodes. Norm, how you doing?
Bob. We would have beeped a bob. We would have bob. This is how the Italians do it, right? This do
I
like
think
this.
so. Actually, no, isn't it? You have like the thumb tucked between your knuckle. Isn't it like the three, like da 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 da? But where can we get some? Can we get some of that famous Russian that I've heard so much about?
I don't know, plastic big or something like that. I don't know. It's that sounds actually that doesn't even sound Russian. That sounds like I was going between Jamaican or something. People are gonna watch this and listen to it and go, "What the hell is this guy on about?"
No, if people didn't turn off the episode after the intro, I think we'll be fine. As soon when we make it past the intro for these episodes, it's usually fine.
I hope so.
Not to sound like a complete generic interviewer, podcast host, but how you doing, man? How's your life been since we last spoke yesterday?
You know, I went to bed, woke up, had to go to the bathroom a lot, and then here we are.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think we had a 12:30 meetup time, and then I messaged you. I was just like, I'll be there in a minute. I had a lot of coffee today.
And I was like, oh no, that's all right, because my stomach's the same way. I can understand fully, because every morning when I wake up, I go and have like either breakfast or even just after waking up, I just straight to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. I think I told you before we started, I was like, I'm surprised the 2 times I've come up there to visit, the mornings haven't gone me waking up and then you seeing me run past your room to the bathroom.
Wait, they have been that, or you're surprised?
No,
that they haven't been
I'm
that?
Surprised they haven't been that.
Well, maybe you got to come up again. I'll like pump you full of like dairy and coffee the night before, and then we'll see how bad it is in the morning.
No, then I'm up till like 5 a.m. because I can't go to bed because I'm just going to the bathroom every like 10 minutes. Is this what it's like to be in the 30s? Is that it?
I don't know, man. I'm not there yet. I'm like halfway there. I'm turning 26 this year, which means I gotta find my own health insurance.
Oh man, and I'm turning 33.
33 seems like a good age. I'm not saying that just to pump you up or anything, but honestly,
no, I'm already pumping myself down.
33 seems like a good age. 23 is too young. You know, you're still stupid. Man. You're still naive. You think you know your 20s. You think you got your life figured out.
Oh my God.
Question for you: did you think you had your life figured out at 23?
I feel like I matured more in my 20s because everything was just kind of thrown at me, like health issues and then other life stuff, and I was just like, oh well, I guess I've grown up now. Woo! But I still had some sense of like just being 20 or in my 20s, but I think around 25, 26 is when I finally just went, yeah, I need to just stop all stress that I've been going through for the past like
imagine
5 years or so.
that can cut out all stress for the rest of
Oh,
your
that
life. You
would
just
be
go through
so
life just not giving a fuck.
I need that so much. I mean, I'm sure there's some other way that I could de-stress and feel chill and so forth,
But
by doctor's prescription,
yeah,
you know,
or
looking at you doctors.
your state or section of the country
Yeah.
could legalize a certain thing.
Yeah, we're still waiting here in DC for statehood hearings and all that stuff because we're going through that whole thing where we've been voted in by the House, but the Senate has to do it now. And I'm just
Mhm.
sitting here like, well, it was nice run. It was a really nice run,
Yeah,
but
we tried. We tried really hard. If I had all the money in the world, I would move you and Mama Rhodes up here.
Oh man, let me tell you, everyone loves Mama Rhodes.
Yeah.
I tell one story about Mama Rhodes, and everyone's just like, "She's precious. Let me have her." Rocker wants to hang out with her and just have like a lunch with wine and all that stuff, and I was like,
Ooh.
"Well, I don't know if she's going to start drinking out of nowhere because acid reflux is a thing."
I was
But
about to say, does she not drink alcohol?
yeah, she doesn't drink as often, like me. If when I like the last time I came up there and we went bar hopping, that's I think that was one of the only times that I've drank well, no, PAX East. That was the last time I drank. Technically,
Okay.
no. New Year's Eve was the
New
last
Year's
time.
Eve?
Yeah, New Year's Eve because I had almost a whole pack of Trulies, and
Oh,
then
damn.
Peyton and I ended up cussing at each other for a good 30 minutes to an hour
Like,
because he was also wasted, and I was just like, fuck you, Peyton, and he was like, fuck you, Norm, and I was like, all right, this is the night.
I know with you and Peyton, it's usually playful banter. And I
Yeah.
love when Peyton comes into, so we do movie nights in my Discord. You guys
Yeah.
can, I don't know, through some kind of channels, if you're interested, just join my Discord. And we do movie nights every Sunday. It's become a tradition again, and it's been a lot of fun. Every once in a while, Peyton will hop in there, and I don't think he's popped in when he's drunk. He normally pops in when
No.
he's stoned. And
Yeah.
honestly, any kind of and I'm not like saying, oh, it's amazing that he's like inebriated or whatnot, but
No, it is
it's
actually amazing that he
it,
is stoned out of his mind and he just
it
comes in.
it's so funny because he will just say the most randomest shit.
My
And
face is a clock.
yeah, I remember that bit. That was funny. I don't remember the context to that, but
Oh my
that's freaking
god.
hilarious. Going back to Mama Rhodes, I remember yesterday I popped into your stream briefly
Yeah.
because I was the first time popping into your stream and Lena's stream yesterday. It was the first time I'd gotten out of bed
Oh
because I got the
man.
COVID shot on Sunday, my
Yeah.
second one, and I was not sure how my body was going to respond to it. The night I got the shot was when we were chilling in Discord, and around 11 o'clock, uh, my girlfriend stopped by, and I was like starting to get a little chilly. I wasn't sure if it was because it was getting colder out or if it was just in my mind, but no. Throughout the night, it just got worse. And then I just got the chills. And then I woke up the next day and I just had the worst fever. I threw up. I had aches all over my body, which eventually turned into a lot of back pain. I could feel around like maybe 6 p.m. last night until probably the time I went to bed at
Yeah.
11. I just had these chills and just this pain going up and down my spine. And I remember I went into your stream and I mentioned it, and I guess your mom picked it up or heard you
Yeah.
talking, and she just shouted from the other room, like
She was
take some Tylenol or something like that.
Yeah. I think she was in the bathroom and she just overheard you like me responding to what you were saying in chat. And she was like, take some Tylenol. And I was like, he took ibuprofen. She's like, that works. So it was
Yeah.
I was just like the messenger boy for that whole conversation between you and my mother. It was great.
What are
It's not
some
often that
stories?
happens.
What often? What happens? Not often. What
That
happens?
that she just like overhears something while I'm streaming and then just chimes in out of nowhere. I think that's the actual first time outside of, well, there's like one picture where I brought her in when I had the green screen.
Was it when she was shaving your head?
Yes.
Was
That's
that for a
that's
charity stream, or was for that just a
I think that
thing?
was like, I think that was just like birthday stream thing that I did.
Oh,
Because
okay.
everyone was like, yeah, just cut your hair now. And I was like, all right, here we go. And then she just
Sure.
came in and did the duties and so forth. And but there was that, and then there was maybe one other point where there's a picture of that I sent to Kat because she missed it. Um when I brought her in, when I had the green screen, I brought it down to like halfway to where you could see both myself and her. And by the way, that's the only picture where you can actually see the height difference between myself and my mother.
Who's taller?
I'm taller.
Uh,
I
and
get
that's
the
coming
middle
from a dude
ground.
that's like not that tall.
Yeah, I'm like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
Well, I should say 5'8" on a good day. And she's like 5'4" or something like that. And I think my father was around 5'10", 6 feet, around that area.
Damn.
So yeah,
You did not inherit
no,
that.
no, as much as I wanted to, no. I sometimes wonder if I was around like 5'10", 5'11", and like continue playing sports and all that stuff, if I would have been like streaming and doing all this stuff. Actually, I think about a lot of things throughout life, like the what if situations. What if
Man.
this happened and this happened and this happened, and would that led me to do this, or would I have been doing the same thing and so forth? It's like nice random thoughts I have at night before bed, or while I'm just kind of sitting here playing games or something.
That's usually the time you have them. If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
what are some of these what if thoughts? I mean, I'll share some of mine.
This is gonna get dark, isn't it? No.
I wouldn't say dark. I'd maybe say deep.
Yeah, it might get a little deep. So there was because my mother always tells me about there was quite possibly to be one other here around the house. So I could have had like an older brother, something like that.
Mhm.
So I always wonder, like, okay, what if I had the older brother around? If I would have grown up completely different, gotten into the same things that I've gotten into now, like tech and so forth, because I'm the only child. So of course I've gotten the brunt of everything without I guess like a secondary force just kind of coming in and going, shove.
Yeah.
And get out of here. So there's
Mom said
that.
it's my turn to play on the N64.
Yeah.
You only have one controller.
Yeah. I'm yelling at myself. Like, get out the PlayStation, is mine. The other one would be what if I actually stayed in school and finished out my high school experience? If I would have just gone on to college. Because I think the number one thing I thought of when I was in school was just finishing out high school, because I was really excited about that as a kid, because movies and television makes it look so luxurious.
Yeah.
And then you get there and it's like, this isn't that great at all. I forget I live in DC. In that California or somewhere, where they have like really big, nice looking high schools. So I always wonder about if I finished high school and either gone on to college and actually finished what I wanted to do, which was, I think at the time that I was in school, I wanted to get into wrestling a little bit, or get into sports, actually, like become like football player or something like that, as younger people do, I guess. And then I think the last one, what if, I think was, what if I never started streaming and just stayed with YouTube creation, or stayed at the same kind of job instead of, having certain illnesses and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all of that. They're kind of, it's a long-winded, thought out process that would take probably a whole seminar to get all out.
Yeah. I mean, we have we have a little bit of time. But I can relate with the school thing. I often wonder. I mean, first of all, have you ever thought about getting your GED? Also, you can tell me to shut the fuck up, Wonder, if I'm if I'm asking too many personal questions.
No. That's one thing, because my family was actually, so my grandmother was a school teacher. One of my aunts worked in South Carolina in that whole school system. They used to work there. But also my family kind of worked in the government as well. So my mother worked with OSHA and the Department of Labor. My aunt, rest her soul, worked with the Social Security Administration. I can speak English, I swear.
Yeah.
So of course, the expectation always was, get your education, go to college, do something. And then, of course, things change over time where you're like, school is boring and so forth. But the GED thing has been kind of brought up multiple times, and I'm stubborn. So, there was actually one point where I took it very seriously. And then I realized the path to doing that requires a lot of work, and I would have gotten bored again, I feel like, trying to do that. So I guess I just stayed the current path, which is doing content creation and all that stuff. Which is weird to think,
Weird to think how that it worked out the way that it did.
Yeah, to think that it would just work out the way it did, instead of just kind of going for the full educational route and possibly getting and getting a nice, I guess, kind of well-paying job. I mean, at this point, getting a well-paying job isn't the be-all end-all, I guess, or guaranteed type of thing.
I think it's about what makes you happy.
Yeah.
That corny phrase is like, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. I often wonder what would have happened if I finished college and went into some sort of thing with the music industry. But I think once we reach a certain point, we can't constantly dwell on the what ifs, because those what ifs can sometimes hold us back. For example, I think the closest that I've gotten to being fired from a job was Mixer shutting down.
Yeah.
I know that we're going off on a whole completely different tangent, but that's what this podcast is about. If you listen to our podcast, guys, that is nothing but tangents.
Just nothing but rants and tangents and fun times.
Yeah. I'm curious, dude. How are you doing after Mixer shut down? Because I know that for a lot of us, we all kind of just went our own separate ways and did our own thing. And sometimes it's hard to check in with people, but I'm curious as to how your experience towards the end of Mixer, talk about your experience at the end of Mixer, maybe even a little bit before, like how you found Mixer, and then how the evolution of you getting partnered and whatnot. And you don't have to go that far, actually, but share however you feel fit, but also how this last year, because we're almost coming up on a year. I believe June was the time that they had announced on Twitter that they were selling to Facebook. So it's
I think June 26th was the date. They announced that they were shutting down Mixer and giving them or partnering with Facebook.
Meaning they picked up all their shit, dropped it on Mark Zuckerberg's desk, and was like, "Here, feast,
have it all."
Yeah.
I've heard so many reasons. Hi, Mom. I've heard so many where I'm sorry, I didn't know if you heard the laugh pick up from downstairs. I was like, "Hi, Mom." So just to answer all of that. So when I started streaming, it's crazy because you mentioned Peyton earlier. We mentioned him earlier. He and I've known him for 7-8 years now. And he was a teenager when I met him, and we both were in this, which is crazy, in the WWE games community, a part of it that did a lot with just the video games and all that stuff. And I was coming up on, because I pre-planned a lot of silly things around that time. I was like, all right, I've done this thing for this amount of years. I think it's time to stop and move on to this thing. I said by my 30th birthday, I was gonna leave that community. And they kind of expedited that, by the way. That community was kind of toxic and so forth. And there's just a lot of drama and so forth. So we were just like, we're gonna leave. And I had already started streaming people's content on Twitch because they needed one general person to do it. And I had the computer for it, obviously, and no one else did. And they all broke and all that other stuff. And I asked them before I settled on a site. I was like, Mixer, or at the time it was Beam, because New Legacy went to Beam. Shout out to those guys. They went to Beam to try it out because of FTL and so forth. So that's how I kind of found the site initially. Then Peyton started talking about Lena in like one of the Discords he and I were in with a bunch of friends. And I started watching Lena a little bit, but it wasn't like on a daily basis. It was just like I would pop in, I would make fun of Peyton a little bit, banter with him.
As you do.
Yeah, as we do, yeah. And then I would just like go off and do my thing with the community and so forth. So yeah, when I left, I asked him, he was like, Beam if you want the interactivity. And obviously I didn't like the 7, 8 to 10 second delay Twitch chat at the time. So I just went with Beam, and first raid was Lena, and then it just led me to meeting so many different people like Backdraft and Rebels, and then of course through them I meet you. And
Gross.
yeah, I know, it's disgusting. Like, what the hell, man?
You might see I'm smiling here because like I think we've talked about this before, but not on this podcast. It's great to reminisce on that because it's funny that you say that your first raid was Lena.
Yeah, my first raid was Lena.
My first raid was Lena.
Yeah.
She was the first person that I saw as well but it wasn't Beam, but it was Mixer at the time. It was like just around the time when they had moved over to the Mixer name, I think. It's the beginning of 2018, or maybe I don't know when they changed.
Because when they did that, when they were changing over to Mixer, I was still on Twitch as an affiliate at the time, because at some point I had a friend go, hey, you should stream on Twitch. They have the whole, all this stuff and so forth. And, you have our support. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. And so I restreamed between Beam and Twitch for a bit, became affiliate on Twitch, couldn't restream anymore. So I just kind of stayed with full-time Twitch. And then I remember I came back around 2018, like early 2018, after doing a New Year's Eve stream. So I stayed on Twitch for like, I think 5 months at the most.
Okay.
And yeah, like it's crazy how the first time I saw you was that raid. And I believe, because I was thinking about this last, I was like, I think the first time I saw you stream was like either Zelda or Knights of the Old Republic when you got raided by Lena.
I remember playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and you came in, you raided me or hosted me or something like that, and I was like trying to do that part where you have to like round up all the chickens and whatnot. I think that was the first time you and I actually talked, and then eventually I reached out to you because I saw you did WWE content, and I was like, I want to do WWE content with someone. This dude looks fun. Let me hit him up on Twitter.
Oh man, and that's another crazy part of it, because at the time I was really afraid to go around and ask people to co-stream. Like I had the idea and I wanted to do it, or I had the will to want to co-stream, but the only folks I knew at the time that really knew at the time was like Lena, and that's it. I wasn't gonna go up to Lena at the time and go, "Hey,"
it's so intimidating.
Yeah, I was gonna go, "Hey, can we co-stream sometime?" and so forth. Can we do that? Because the thing I thought was gonna happen was she was gonna go, "No," and then
get out of here, scrub.
Yeah, get out of here. And then down the line, just kind of crazily, she starts going, "Norm, why aren't you streaming?" And I'm like, well, because it's not time yet. And then it's like, you should be streaming. And I'm okay. I'll go stream. I'll stream while we're playing. Okay. So that was always fun, and I still got a chance to do it, even though I didn't ask her. She just kind of forced it to happen. She spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
Maybe
How
she
did
read
you
my mind.
feel? Yeah, she's so weird at doing that. How was your reaction the first time she asked you to play games with her?
I may have peed myself.
Similar reaction. I almost bit myself.
Yeah. It's crazy because at the time, everyone always asked streamers on Mixer, like, hey, can I play? Can I join? And then she had these lobbies, these sub lobbies. I think I was subbed at the time, and she was doing a lot of Fortnite stuff. So I think it was the first time she asked me to just kind of come in and play. But outside of the sub lobbies, when it was just like her playing Fortnite or something like that, or just a game I knew we both had, the first time she asked me, I was like, yeah, sure. I played it cool because that's what I do, right? You know, I play it cool when people ask me to play games and stuff. Not really. The same thing happened with like Rocker too. When I started playing Siege a lot, and the first day she was like, Norm, come play before the sweats get in. And I was like, all right, on my way. Because it was like her, Melvin, Bitter, Benny, all those guys, and they're really good at the game. And I'm just getting used to PC controls. So she's like, get in here before the sweats get in. And then I get in and start playing with her. And then I think my first trial by fire with her as well was a customs match that had all those guys in there that are like plats and all that stuff and ranked. And then me, who've only played like a little bit in past seasons with like Aqua and so forth, because the 1050 Ti could hold up a tiny bit off stream. And I'm just there trying to figure out how I'm going to kill these guys. And eighth. And then it's like, all right, I guess. But yeah, those are two moments I could just think of where I just was like, okay, I'll get in, sure.
It's just a testament to how likable you are, my dude.
No, stop it. This is not the podcast. This is our
All right, continue talking about your story about your Mixer and Twitch and after and last year and shit.
No, it's still crazy to think about though. I've been streaming now for 4 years.
Damn.
I'm coming
insanity. Up on 2018. I'm coming up around 3 years now.
Yeah, because I realized you started streaming about a year after I had started. And I was like, oh, that's insane. But what's even more insane is that when I came back, I had like 67 followers. And I think you had already grown to like a certain point, and we just
what happened, man?
we were both at like the same follower numbers and all this other stuff. Oh, excuse me. I know it's
don't ever do that again on this show.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I'll never invite you back.
I'm just gonna sink down in my chair now.
No, you're gonna go here now. You're
look at little Norm down there in the corner, just like real life.
Get back in here, you fool.
Oh man, now I forgot what I was saying. This is what comes with age, pretty much.
This is great. I gotta have guests on here more often because I get to talk less and just listen to stories. This is perfect. Thank you for making editing this podcast easy on me. I almost had to do absolutely no editing today.
You're welcome. Apparently, I'm just like a motor mouth at this point.
Oh, you're the best guest to have, my friend.
But yeah, you and I were pretty much, we grew around the same lengths and so forth. And then I know you would take breaks, and then like I would somehow skyrocket, and then I would take a break, and then you would skyrocket. And it was just like this pendulum of just craziness going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never looked at it as a competition, but it was just like, man, look, we're both around the same. I think we're both around the same follower numbers, and you know, we share some of the same audiences almost.
Yeah, it is weird when you know, a lot of your, I think there was a brief period when it was very, very brief, but it was kind of, uh, not that people were comparing us, but it was kind of like,
Oh no, they
oh,
definitely were at one point.
some people would, okay, fine, let's not sugarcoat it. Some people would compare us to each other, and that just like, it's hard to ignore that because it's just like you get that imposter syndrome feeling where it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people are comparing like, oh, like Norm did that, but Retro did this, or Retro did that, did this, but Norm did this. Or it's like, I wish so and so would collab with so and so, and then it's like it kind of gets a little toxic at times.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, we've gone through a lot together, and we've grown a lot together. And I think that that's the most important thing, is that through such a hard time, which was like when Mixer went down, the fact that we still hung out together, and still, like, we don't play games as much together anymore, because, well, a big part of it was because you kind of transitioned into PC gaming, and I had a piece of shit
Yeah.
PC. But now we have no excuses. We need to play video games
Yeah.
more often, Norm.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? We've gone through a lot of stuff. Like, I think when I think about all the crazy things, because I know near the end of 19, because we were talking about the whole streaming aspect and so forth. I remember going into 20 thinking, okay, I'm gonna get everything straightened out. You know, I'm gonna just rocket myself straight to the moon. It's gonna be great. Streaming is gonna go well. And then near the end of the year, everything financially started to hit me, and I was like, oh, this is what depression feels like. Oh
Yeah.
man. So I felt like throughout the year I just kind of ignored mentally myself.
Yeah.
And 20 I realized that, oh man, there was still a lot more of me like mentally and physically and so forth that I needed to work on. Though you would say physically, we have kind of reversed the scales because
What?
because I gained like 20 pounds in 2020, and then you have dropped so much weight. I was just like, wow, it's like night and day now.
um like, you have to listen to your body when it tells you things.
Yeah.
I went so long not, and I don't want to get too in depth with it because we're like still on a story here, but
Yeah.
like it took me a long time to listen to my body and what it was telling me. And now that I have made more of a conscious effort to, and it's not always perfect, you know, every day is a struggle, but it depends on how you're going to handle that struggle. Sometimes you handle it better than others, you know. But the fact that I am taking those steps to better myself physically, eventually, you know, that comes like the mental side of things, and it's like two completely different things in some aspects, but you know, they are in a way combined. You know, if your physical health dwindles, your mental health will definitely dwindle, and if you improve on like your physical health, your mental health will also benefit as well. But yeah, I guess that was my point.
Like I said before we started this, it's like, oh, I'm really bad with filling dead air. I was like, no, that's all right. I feel like I'm also really bad with doing the same thing, because
Mhm.
I'll stop talking and then I'll go, well, am I supposed to say more, or
Yeah.
do I stop here and let things breathe a bit?
Yeah. You can always edit things out.
Yeah. um so 2020 was just a really crazy time mentally. I think the one thing that kind of snapped me back into reality was the whole Mixer situation, because I think at the time that all happened, I think I was starting to come out of the tail end of all mental just stress and everything. And then that happened, and then also at the same time that's happening, I'm working the election, and the Black Lives Matter stuff happens, and it was just June was just a really crazy month for a lot of folks.
I think at that point, all my problems seemed so minuscule compared to what was going on in the world, because we had the whole Black Lives Matter movement, um, and it was during a fucking global pandemic, so it already felt like the
Yeah.
world was on fire to begin with. But I think the protests, the riots, and everything just upped, this is the craziest year I've ever been alive for. And in that regard, I was just like, well, I think I need to reassess my priorities here and whatnot. And I'm glad that things worked out the way that they did.
Yeah. Yeah. And now where we can just kind of sit here and look at 2021 and just think, oh man, now we deal with another old white man.
Politics are boring again. Like, literally, like, did you see that thing when like a lot of like right-wing people were just making fun of Joe Biden for tripping up the stairs 3 times on his way into his private plane? I'm like, if this is the kind of controversies that we have surrounding Joe Biden during his presidency, we're all set.
I am fine with this. I don't need the other crazy stuff to happen that we've gone 4 years with, right?
And then the story about his dogs like biting somebody in the White House is just like, oh my god.
I don't know what's
God that this is the kind of shit
goes on
that's
with
happening.
Those dogs, man. It's just like, yeah, a dog bit one of the aides in the White House. It's like, oh, what did that aide do to the dog? Did he try to shove a finger up its butt or something? Is that what? And it was like, no.
As opposed to like every day you wake up and you read something new. It's like Donald Trump declares nuclear warfare on North Korea.
I don't miss those 4 years at all. I was very happy to get out of that.
Oh, Jesus, man. But yeah,
I'm sure he's still out there making some type of headlines or whatever.
Yeah, probably. I don't see him anymore. I think if Trump just disappears for the rest of like his life and just plays golf forever, don't give a shit.
Good.
Don't give a shit.
Absolutely good.
Yeah. But sorry, we're going off on another tangent here. Continue your story about things.
About streaming and stuff. Yeah. So, coming back to Mixer, I didn't think that I would actually last as long as I did. Streaming overall, I just didn't think I would last as long as I did, knowing that I've done it now for 4 years. But going back to Mixer, it was one of those things where I wanted to, reconnect with community, and just have a faster latency. And then, of course, I knew that Mixer was, by the way, also Peyton was number one in knowing that I was just going to move back. Well, Peyton, and then, of course, a lot of my friends that people have gotten to know, like Simon and so forth, they also knew, because I went to them, I was like,
Twitch?
Well,
or Mixer?
Going back to Mixer, yeah, because I kind of, they were there with me during the New Year's Eve stream, where I tried to stream on Beam Mixer at the time, and then things were just going a little haywire in terms of bit rate and all that stuff. So I just finished the rest on Twitch. And then I realized, oh yeah, I should probably lower my bit rate, huh? I get used to streaming at 6K on Twitch, that I brought it over to Beam, and it was like, no, you can't do that anymore. So yeah, I went with them, and I told them, I was like, I kind of, just the little bit of time we streamed on Mixer, I kind of missed that interactivity because everything was so slow, and it felt like it took forever to respond to someone or, see chats and all that stuff. So we went back. I think within that year, going into 2019, I went full on just streaming and, of course, meeting everyone. And then partnership became part of the question because of how fast we just grew on there. And I remember the first time I went for it, it was a joke. I remember you and I were sitting in Discord, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to meet the requirements anyways. I'm going to just put in an application. Yeah. And this is when it was like 750. You had to be 750 plus. You had to have 50 concurrent viewers.
Yeah.
Over a month or so or something like that. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna just put one in there. What's the chances that I'll get accepted? Zero chance. And so as a joke, I did it, and I didn't really put any thought into the application process. I just did it. And then I the next day, immediately got the denial email. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's fine. November rolls around, that 2019 year. And I seriously go for it because I think I was having a really good month or so of streams. And I was like, you know what? Attempt number 2, but the first serious attempt at it. Let's try for it. And then it took, I think, a couple of weeks or something like that, and I got my denial while I was streaming, which I started the meme of Mixer always sends me emails when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
And they're never good news.
It's like a phone call at 1 a.m. It's never good.
It's never good. So that one actually hit me the hardest because I fully believed, as well as a bunch of other folks, because I think I went to Lena, I went to Rebels, I went to, more specifically, I went to Ian of AW Rebels. I went to Backdraft, and I went to Sheikah. And they all gave me these really good, awesome tips. By the way, I was scared out of my mind to ask anyone for tips on applying for partner, because I was like, I don't know how they're going to respond to this, and I don't know what tips I'm going to get and so forth. But they all gave me some really cool tips and so forth. So I went for it and then got the denial, and then for like a month or two or so, while people were still coming in going, you should be partnered after getting the denial, I was just like, yeah, they just didn't feel like it was time yet. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, I fucking hate this.
Oh, dude, trust me. When I got my second denial, I was like, I worked hard for this. What the fuck?
Yeah, so that whole thing happened, and I think by January, it all just kind of cleared up for me. And I remember there were multiple Discord calls where I was just so out of it and angry. I like to say the Gemini senses kicked in, where they say Geminis are two-faced, and I was like, I don't think I'm two-faced. Get out of here, astrology. But this is one time where I just go, yeah, maybe the stages of grief just kicked in, and I was just like angry, and then I was happy, and then I was sad, and then I was confused. And around January, we had that Red Dead stream where you and I got on the front page of Mixer. Shield and Peyton got the dashboard of Xbox. Yeah, and it was really freaking cool. Yeah, that was a really sick night. I think, did we go? I think we went to like 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, dude, that stream was so much fun. I wanna get everyone back together and play some yeehaws.
I have to reinstall Red Dead now because you have a PC that can run it, and I took it off because I needed space.
Yes.
But so that stream happened, and then I think by February or March, I remember saying to you that I was cat sitting. I was in the middle of cat sitting, and I think I messaged you while I was at my neighbor's house. And I go, people have been asking so much about this partnership stuff, and maybe I should go for it, but I don't know. And you're like, what's the worst that can happen? I was like, but this is my last attempt, because I gave myself 3 attempts at partnership. I was like, if by the 3rd time I go for this and I don't get it, I will look for a part-time job. I will stream part-time, and then at least have a steady income. Which, funny how I'm actually thinking about another part-time job.
Hey man, like in all honesty, there's nothing wrong with finding a part-time job.
So I think I said I'll think about it after this week of stream, after cat sitting. When that's all over, I'll think about going for it again, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Right.
Cat sitting ended. I think a day after that, I put in the application again. I told you. I told I think I told like 3 people. My mother you and Lena found out through the powers of me being vague in chat. She was like, "You better tell me. You better keep me updated." And I was like, "I will." I didn't keep her updated, by the way. I didn't keep her updated, and she got on my ass about it when I got the acceptance email. She was also, speaking of like mind readers, maybe she can read other people's minds and like the staff's mind, because the day that I didn't think my button was dropping, she said that she was going to raid me because the button was going to drop that day. She's a witch.
Yeah. She has
she knows. She just knows.
Yeah. She's branded as a mermaid, but little do you know she's also a part-time witch.
Yeah. She put the truth potion on Mixer staff and to tell her when the button was dropping. They said, "Oh, it's dropping today on this date." And then she's like, "Oh yes, I will raid Norm on this day." I also thank her a bit because I think without doing the streams I did with her, because we did a lot of co-streams that week that they were reviewing the channel. So I think because of her and also the amount of folks who came by during that time period, and they just kind of were like, "Oh, wow, well, yeah." They saw like, "Oh, well, Norm can make it as a partner, I guess." And I think on the 27th, I still have the email in my inbox somewhere. On that date, hello phone. House phones, man. Am I right?
No, you still have a landline phone.
Yeah, it's for the family type stuff, and it talks. But yeah, on I think like 26th, 27th, or 28th, something like that. I got the email, and then I was playing like Black Ops or something. I remember I was playing Call of Duty during that stream, and all of a sudden, I jump out of my seat because I see the email and read it. And I think I was gone off a screen for about 3 minutes, maybe. And I still actually have the VOD from that stream.
Really?
Yeah, I still have the VOD from that stream because I was like, I want to keep this as like a reminder down the road of like that moment where, you know, everything was probably going to be given up. And, you know, there was like some hope. There's some light at the end of the tunnel type of deal. And yeah, I think I yelled, I cried. Yeah, I cried a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot. Even after I got off screen, like off stream and so forth. I still remember the night where you and Aqua both threatened to beat me up if I ever changed. After that, in Discord, they're like, "Nom, if you ever change, we'll beat your ass." And I was like, "I don't think I have to worry about that. I don't think that's ever going to change." And yeah,
and then you bought a mansion, you bought a gigantic yacht, and
I wish
you wiped your ass with dollar bills. Like,
yeah,
geez, man,
just stripper poles everywhere.
Gross.
It was a life for a little bit. A lot of champagne was thrown. The Nationals won the World Series. You know, all because I became partner.
Yeah. So we reached the end of Mixer.
Yeah.
Everybody goes off onto their little thing. And not to cut this short because I know you have to go stream, but what was it like at the end of Mixer, transitioning from one platform that you've known for quite a few years at this point, and then you're immediately thrown into this gigantic ocean of like 130 million users, like, and a large percentage of those people are streamers themselves. How has this last year been for you, and what was it like moving over?
Moving over was kind of easy. That was the easy part. Excuse me again. And this is where I get banned off the podcast forever.
We're ending the podcast right now.
So yeah, the end of Mixer. So it's crazy because a lot of us are already started doing the split schedule thing. So I was happy that we were finally gonna. I think I was gonna just move over to Twitch anyways
Hmm.
because of the direction of Mixer at the time, and I started to feel a bit stagnant on the platform. Like I wasn't growing as much anymore. Everything felt like it plateaued,
Hmm.
and the goal was to make it to like 10K by the end of the year, something like that. And we're at like 8,000 something.
Yeah.
And that seemed like it was taking a very, very long time, and that people weren't discovering the stream, and chats were starting to get a little bit dead. And I wanted to know what my actual analytics were like, type of thing,
Yeah.
because I've become kind of the analytic monster when it comes to
Yeah. It's like the
like
auto
streams
hosts were
now.
kind of feeding us like false view counts and whatnot. So
Yeah. So I started feeling a bit like maybe things are not as successful as they were at the time. And when they closed down, I wasn't incredibly angry, but I was highly disappointed
mhm.
because all the stuff that was going on around the time where that the site shut down and they say they were giving it to Facebook, uh they could have most likely fixed, but then you start hearing a lot of the stories after that
Right.
that gives you kind of perspective on things, I guess. So yeah, I was feeling like I needed a change of pace soon, and things were going all right on Twitch anyways. And it was like going back to an old stomping ground. Because like
Yeah.
I said, 4 or 5 years, or 5 years, 4 or 5 months. Imagine if I streamed on Twitch for 4 to 5 years and only had
Damn.
like 200 followers.
At
you
that point,
know?
you should just give up. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, no.
Don't do that. Don't do
If
that.
there's
Not of
anybody
you.
out there that has been streaming on Twitch
Yeah.
for 4 to 5 years and still
Yeah,
only
don't
has
do
200
that.
viewers, keep 200 followers, keep going. You'll make it
Yeah.
someday.
Oh, oh man. But yeah, I oh man, I can't wait for this to make YouTube.
Oh my God.
It's
Go
gonna
full
be
screen. I can't
great.
handle my shame right now.
Oh my god. But yeah, near the end of that, I started I guess a bit of my confidence had gone down.
Yeah.
And the change of pace was needed. And knowing that at the time I was playing a lot of Siege, and Siege is huge on Twitch. Along with knowing there are other creators that could definitely flourish a lot more on Twitch than we did on Mixer.
Right.
And I think at that point I was just ready for something, and that happened. And well, again, while I was disappointed in how they handled the entire situation by sweeping it under the rug
Mhm.
and handing it off to Facebook and all the other stuff, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But now being on Twitch for almost a year, the first month, two, maybe three of Twitch was all right. And then now it's like kind of a struggle of
Yeah.
sorts.
Yeah. I hear
And
that.
as much as I would like to think there are times where, I'm just absolutely killing it, and, I'm seeing chat move and all other stuff, there becomes this realization that that's kind of short term,
Right.
and you want to see a lot of long term planning come to fruition. And right now, I just haven't seen it. And I guess that's more me being a perfectionist, but I think I just push myself a lot more than I did on Mixer. And you kind of have to.
Yeah,
And
because I think you hold yourself to a high standard, right? Because when you were on Mixer, you
yeah,
held yourself to a standard, and then you move over to Twitch, and it's like your mindset is still there. Because that's how it was for me,
yeah,
and kind of how it is right now as well.
yeah. So having the counts that we have, or seeing the slow build to a lot of things, has put a lot of things into perspective. I still have fun doing this, and this is something I definitely want to do. I don't see myself ending anytime soon.
Mhm.
Well, for now. I don't see myself ending anytime soon. But there's some things I would definitely like to see change with my own channel and with me and with a bunch of other things that hopefully will come in the coming months and so forth as we get deeper into 2021 and go into 2022 and all that stuff. I do like the sponsor streams we've been getting recently, though. It's been nice to see those, the Outrider stuff, and I guess soon there's going to be a couple other things, but we'll see.
Well, I think we have enough time to do one traditional segment that we like to do here on the podcast. It is our trivia segment. In my opinion, one of my favorite segments on the show. Where
I get to look dumb, don't I?
We're both going to look dumb. Trust me.
Sweet.
So for those of you that might just be joining for the first time, whether you're listening on Spotify, wherever, or if you're watching this on YouTube, we do a trivia segment where each of us asks the other 10 trivia questions, just randomly generated trivia questions, and we have 2 minutes to answer each question. So, Norm, we usually do a coin flip, and since we're on video, is there no latency? Is there no when I flip this coin? Say when I flip this coin.
When?
Okay, hang on. All right, so when I flip it, you're gonna call it out. All right. So.
All right. My reaction time is horrible.
That's okay.
Just like on Siege.
Right, whatever you want. Heads or tails? Here we go.
Tails.
Heads. All right. So I get to ask you your trivia questions first. Are you ready, Sir Normando?
No, I'm not actually. My brain is not prepared for anything.
All right. So the way that we usually do the timer is if you just Google 2-minute timer, it'll come up and then it'll automatically go. So you just got to stop it immediately. But I got your questions first. All right. Man. Here we go. We're going to move on out here for a little bit so we can get some captions down here at the bottom. All right. You ready?
Man. I'm as ready as I'm going to be, man.
All right. Here we go. Number 1. Which band were originally called the Frantic Elevators?
Dashboard Confessions?
What car manufacturer gave away their patent for the seat belt in the interest of saving lives?
Volvo?
What is the name of Neptune's largest moon?
I have no idea.
All right, let's skip that. Flanders is part of which country?
Is it Planters?
Flanders.
Flanders.
Like, howdy diddly, neighbor.
Which country? Russia?
What kind of animal is known as the horny toad?
The horny toad.
The horny toad.
Yeah.
You heard that right. You got a minute left, sir.
Oh, God, Skip.
All right. Bright's disease affects which part of the body?
Wait, which one?
Bright's disease affects what part of the body?
Legs?
What island does the Statue of Liberty stand on?
Staten?
What is the fear of what is the fear of in-laws known as?
Marriage?
Shit. What is a quirk?
What is you say what is a quirk?
Don't think too hard about this.
Something in My Hero Academia. Like a power in My Hero Academia.
How many tablespoons? Fuck. Okay, sorry, I messed that one up. You got me so hard with that with the marriage answer.
Oh my God!
Married kids. Oh, I'm sorry. It's almost 2:00. Okay, we'll wrap this up in a second. All right. We all right. So. All right, so now it's my turn to answer some trivia questions. Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! I'm
going
sorry.
on TikTok.
Or am I sorry?
We'll never know.
All right. 2 minutes, right? Starting now. In the video game Darksiders, which of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse do you play?
Death.
In the TV show The Simpsons, who was the creator of the Malibu Stacy doll?
Sideshow Bob.
What island nation was ruled by Papa Doc and Baby Doc Duvalier?
What?
What island nation was ruled by Papa Doc and Baby Doc Duvalier?
Thailand. I don't know.
Which region of Canada would you find Canada's technology triangle?
Toronto.
What is the only country capital that contains a national park?
What was that again?
What is the only country capital that contains a national park?
Country capital. A nickel?
What year did singer Cheryl Sarskin LaPierre Bono Altman legally change her name to just Cher?
What year?
Yeah, what year?
1992.
Who painted the hibiscus tree? Hibiscus? Hibiscus tree.
Who painted the hibiscus tree?
Yes.
Leonardo da Vinci.
What country did bagels originate from?
Bagels? What country did bagels? Jerusalem? I don't know.
What is the capital of the state of Mississippi? This is the last one too, because 2 minutes is up.
What?
Yeah, 2 minutes is up.
Damn it. Okay.
I was gonna let you actually go for it. I'm so forgiving.
All right, let me go through your answers here. All right, so
oh boy, I can't wait to see how dumb I am.
which band were originally called the Frantic Elevators? What was your answer? Do you remember?
Dashboard Confessionals or something like that?
It's Simply Red.
Oh man.
What car manufacturer gave away their patent for the seat belt in interest of saving lives? You said Volvo. That is correct.
Hey.
Yeah. What is the name of Neptune's largest moon? You skipped that one. It's Triton.
Oh wow. You said
Flanders. Yeah, Flanders is part of which country? Did you skip this one? What did you say?
Oh crap! I forgot what I said.
That's fine. You got it wrong. It's Belgium.
Okay.
What kind of animal is known as the horny toad? I believe you skipped that one. It is a lizard.
Oh man.
Bright's disease affects what part of the body? You said legs. It's the kidneys.
Oh man.
What island does the Statue of Liberty stand on? You said Staten Island. It's Liberty Island.
Ah.
What is the fear of your in-laws known as? You said marriage. I kind of want to give it to you because that's really clever, but it's sorcerophobia.
Okay. I learned something new.
Yeah. Number 9 was a quirk. I told you not to think too hard about this. You said you scrambled for a bit, but then you said superpower or something. Yeah, that's correct. How many tablespoons are there in a standard U.S. cup? I'm not going to
make it to that one.
We didn't make it to that one, but it was 16. But it's 16.
Oh man, so amazing how I got that quirk one, being that I'm wearing a Todoroki shirt right now from My Hero Academia. All right.
Proud of you.
Your questions. I think all of anime fandom would have disowned me if I got that wrong.
Yeah, I tried to give it to you, just be like, don't think too hard about this, Norm.
Yeah. All right. So, in the video game Darksiders, which of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse do you play? The answer was war.
War, shit.
Yeah, I think you said death.
Yeah, I did.
In the TV show The Simpsons, who was the creator of the Malibu Stacy doll? The answer was Stacy Lovell. Lovell? Lovell?
I haven't watched Simpsons enough to even know that that's one of the characters.
Yeah, me either. I wouldn't have known that either. What island nation was ruled by Papa Doc and Baby Doc Duvalier? Haiti.
Oh.
I wouldn't have known that either. As you can tell, dumb as a brick. Which region of Canada would you find Canada's technology triangle? Waterloo region.
Oh, damn.
That's a very interesting one right there. What is the only country capital that contains a national park? Nairobi, Kenya. That one actually kind of confuses me as well.
When you said capital, I thought you meant what kind of what form of money.
Oh man.
So I was just like, what currency has a park on it? I'm like, I don't know, a fucking nickel.
Oh my god. What year did singer Cher change her name? I'm just gonna shorten that one because she has a long ass name.
Yeah.
1978.
Shit. I was off by like 20 years, but that's fine.
Who painted the hibiscus tree? Paul Gauguin or Gauguin?
Gauguin.
Something like that. What country did bagels originate from? Poland.
Poland, shit.
And the one we didn't get to, what is the state capital of Mississippi? Jackson.
Jackson, fuck.
And the one we actually really didn't get to, what accessory did Zippo Manufacturing Company introduce in 1933? Cigarette lighter.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I lost. So on this show, normally the loser gets a punishment, but if you feel fit,
I'm a very kind soul. I am not going to punish you.
Oh, thank God.
We have both already been punished enough by having our stupidity posted on the internet.
Honestly, yeah, that might be punishment enough.
So it's like a dual punishment.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Norm, it has been fun catching up with you, my friend. We're gonna have to get you back on the show when Surd returns, wherever she's at. I hope she's find those chakras and aligned to them.
Oh, my whole daughter's doing all right. Come back to me.
We missed you. Come back soon.
Yeah.
This episode will be out on Friday, probably both on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, you can find it. Also, Norm, where can everybody find you, my friend?
You can find me pretty much all over by the same name, NormRhodes, on twitch.tv, NormRhodes, on Twitter at NormRhodes, on Instagram at NormRhodes, Facebook gaming. I
don't have these graphics made. I only have two.
I'm kidding. Yeah, Twitch and Twitter pretty much are the main ones, and Instagram. Those are the three main ones. But
what happens when I put both up on the same time? Oh, that doesn't work. Okay,
it doesn't work.
One at once. All right. I wanted to see it like come on the other side of the screen or something like that.
Yeah.
But you guys can follow the Daydream Arcade on Twitter at Daydream Arcade. You can also follow me on Twitch at YoungRetro64, Twitter Young Retro Live, and that's about all we got for you guys. So
Gary boy,
for tuning into episode 21. I remember I promised that in episode 20 I would tell one of my most embarrassing stories that I've never explained in any public setting, but we'll do that as soon as young Brianna returns to the podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Appreciate it. Feel free to give us a review on Apple Podcasts and whatnot, and follow us on Spotify and all of our other social media. I'm really fucking tired. I'm gonna take a nap.
We gotta get some water for him. Just. It's not working. It's not working. Oh, it's not open. That's why it's not working.